Within the path. Every path begins with a vision, where ideas and strategies define directions, from the depth of strategic thinking to ever-evolving dynamics of the world. A program broadcast in English brings insight into the journeys that shape the course of individuals, institutions, and nations. Prepared and presented by Mohra Al Zubair and audio director, Warrant Officer Ward bin Salim Al Rawahi.
Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. Welcome back to Within the Path. Episode 18 opens our second season, and we begin with a focus on information, how it shapes understanding and decision-making. Before we begin, I want to share an image someone offered me when I asked them what information means to them. They said, information is like the ocean. The ocean feeds you. You can swim in it. You can explore it. You can dive in it, up to a limit, because it is vast and deeper than we can fully handle. It is wide and it demands respect. Its currents can be strong. They can pull people away, and people can drown. And when it surges like a tsunami, it can reshape everything. That metaphor captures something important. Information carries value and depth, and it also carries force. The outcomes it creates depend on how it is approached, how it is organized, and how it is used. Information shapes decisions because it shapes what people see first. It influences what receives attention, what becomes urgent, and what gets prepared for. When information is clear and relevant, decisions become focused. When information arrives in scattered form, priorities compete and time gets consumed. So today, we start with a practical goal: understanding how information works. Information enters the decision space in many forms: briefings, messages, data, reports, conversations, observations, and headlines. Once it enters, the task becomes selection: what carries weight and what supports the decision at hand. Think of a meeting: different rules, different updates, and a lot of information coming in at once. The skill is sorting it quickly. What supports the decision right now, and what belongs in the background? A simple way to keep it focused is to ask, what's the objective, what's the priority, and what's the time window? A key insight from decision science makes this even clearer. Herbert A. Simon, a Nobel Prize-winning social scientist, put it simply: information consumes attention, and the wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. You feel this in everyday life. Many signals arrive at once, and focus becomes the real challenge. Institutions face the same pressure. That's why strong organizations build structure around information: clear channels and summaries, consistent formats, and disciplined communication. This gives attention a path. It also gives decision makers a cleaner view of what matters most. Dear friends, stay tuned, and we'll be back right after this break. Our dear friends, welcome back. Information in business is essential for coordination, risk management, reputation, and speed. National security depends on information for situational awareness, protection, and sound decision-making. And in modern environments, information can become contested. You may hear the phrase information warfare in public conversation, meaning competition over perceptions and influence. In military doctrine, the term information operations refers to planning and coordinating information-focused activities in support of objectives. More specifically, it includes how messages are shaped and delivered, how credibility is protected, how communications are secured, and how misleading content is identified. This logic extends beyond the military. Businesses and public institutions also rely on clear messaging, verification, and trust, especially during fast-moving situations. Timing matters here because every decision has a window. Some decisions require immediate action. Other decisions unfold across days, weeks, or months. Information supports coordination most effectively when it arrives aligned with that window, and when it arrives in a form that people can use swiftly and responsibly. People can receive the same information and still walk away with different conclusions. Sharing information can cause harm, and withholding it can also cause harm. Sharing it can protect someone, and withholding it can also protect someone. This takes us back to a theme that ran through last season, the human element, because in the end, information may be the same, and what changes is the person or institution holding it. So the real question becomes, what do we do with what we know? May this be a reminder for us to use information wisely, because like the ocean, it is vast, forceful, giving, yet unpredictable. And this brings us to next week's episode, Intelligence, when information becomes a refined product, verified, actionable, and decision-ready. Until then, this is Mohra Al Zubair from Within the Path.
Within the Path. Every path begins with a vision, where ideas and strategies define directions, from the depth of strategic thinking to ever-evolving dynamics of the world. A program broadcast in English brings insight into the journeys that shape the course of individuals, institutions, and nations. Prepared and presented by Mohra bint Zubair Al Zubair and audio director, Warrant Officer Ward bin Salim Al Rawahi.